He has advertised a call-in number 610-447-7700, extension 7951, for the public to call in for public comment. With that, the following resolutions are before council for consideration this evening at tonight's deliberative meeting. Resolution 1, to authorize to approve construction of stormwater infrastructure.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Resolution 2, to authorize approval of the recall and transfer of employees. Resolution 3, to authorize the approval of expenditure lists. Your Honor, that concludes the resolutions on the deliberative meeting agenda for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Any comments?
I have a question on number 2. Is that employee or employees?
I think I did say employees, Councilwoman. Let's...
Should be employees.
Employees, more than one?
Yes, sir.
So, Mayor and Council, it was for an employee. This submission was submitted prior to the list of employees that we discussed with DCED. DCED's attorney, Mr. Adam Santucci, did inform the receiver that as we're working things out, council doesn't have to take action to bring a list of those employees back. And I guess, if you will copy on this email, correct me if I'm wrong, we can just recall them because it was a request submitted to DCED for a large group of persons.
That is correct. Council resolution will not be necessary for the recall.
So,
Councilwoman's question was, is it employees or employees?
This evening, it's employee singular.
It's employee.
okay.
Employee.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Any more questions from council or concerns? Any more questions or concerns from department heads? Hearing or seeing none, this deliberative meeting is now adjourned. We'll now go into our regularly scheduled council meeting. Ask that if you have a cell phone, you put it on silent, mute, or off. This time we'll be led in prayer by Madam Clerk, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Clerk.
O God of might, wisdom and justice, through whom authority is rightly administered, laws enacted and judgment decreed, assist us, we beseech thee, that this city council may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to thy people over whom we preside. Amen.
Amen.
I
Madam Clerk, oh, I'm sorry.
Right. Councilors Williams,
Here.
West,
Present.
Jacobs,
Present.
Mayor Kirkland.
Present. Move for the approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Jacobs,
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes. At this time, we have the public comments on action items. Only we ask that you would hopefully limit your comments to 3 minutes. Mr. Solicitor?
Yes, at this point, again, I would announce that based upon the advertisement put in the Delaware County Daily Times, the public has been notified that they have the right to call in 610-447-7700, extension 7951, to make public comment on action items only, or in addition to send in an email.
Are there any?
There are no calls that I can see or hear, Your Honor, but there was one email sent, and I'll read it.
Please.
It was an email sent by Julian Turner, Wednesday, June 10, 2020, at 1:14 p.m. to our press secretary, Anya Cleveland. The subject was public comment submission for June 10 council meeting. Greetings, Mayor, members of council, and other guests. My name is Julian Turner. I am a native son of Chester.
Does she have an address?
She has her mother's address, but there's no address for Julian Turner.
That's correct. She also provided her mother's address.
We'll listen.
My mother still resides at 922 Fulton Street, the place I resided for much of my youth and still consider home. I'm reaching out to volunteer my time, skills, and resources to the city. It saddens me to observe the footage and listen to the narrative that too often portrays Chester as a lost and hopeless city full of crime and poverty. Though I realize that this is a reality present for many, I know that the city's current circumstances are not an adequate reflection of its rich past and do not have to foreshadow its future. It is clear, however, that Chester is in crisis and has been for some time, but as recent events have shown, it at times takes a crisis for people to decide to embody their best self. I am one of those people. I am on that journey, and I am certain that my journey must begin where I begin. Is there a platform that will allow me and other like-minded individuals to converse with the mayor and members of council about what is needed in the city and how we might contribute to revitalization? I am willing and committed, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Julian Turner.
Thank you, Ms. Turner, for your comments and your commitment to the city of Chester, and I'm hoping and praying that your mom is doing well at her current residence. There will be a platform. We are looking at how we can bring together residents who want to contribute positively to the city of Chester. Our community is just like many other communities throughout this Commonwealth and throughout this country. We go through our crises, we go through our ups and our downs, but collectively we come together to make positive strides here in the community of Chester. So we look forward to touching bases with you. You will be hearing from Ms. Cleveland, our communications director, in the very near future as we set up some meeting opportunities for various community members to be a part of Chester moving forward. Once again, thank you for your email and your commitment to our community. Thank you, Mr. Solicitor.
No further emails.
Madam Clerk.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve, the Stormwater Authority of the City of Chester is proposing to construct stormwater infrastructure within the City of Chester that includes the following. Number 1, stormwater management piping. Number 2, stormwater inlets and manholes. Number 3, new stormwater outfall at Chester Creek. Number 4, stormwater tree pits. And number 5, stormwater porous panels. The locations of improvements are as follows. Parker Street through private property to Chester Creek. Parker Street from West 11th to West 12th Streets. West 12th Street from Curlin to Parker Streets. West 11th Street from Parker to Curlin Streets. And West 7th Street from Fulton to Penn Streets. Further, the Stormwater Authority of the City of Chester shall obtain road opening permits. Even further, the city does authorize a waiver of the half-mil and overlay requirement for this project.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? I have a question, Mr. Solicitor. Does this project cost the city any finance?
No, Your Honor. This project is 100% funded by a Penvest loan to Stormwater Authority at zero cost to the city.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Also, just for the record, this project also, in that area, many persons lost their homes to flooding on various occasions on the other side of on 12th and 11th Street, and had to relocate. Many of them moved out of the city of Chester, which means we lost home ownership in this community. Our goal is to make sure that we don't end up in that situation again. We want to encourage folks to come to Chester and move to Chester, purchase homes in Chester and live in Chester. So just wanted to put that out there for the record that this project will alleviate that and make sure that we don't have to go through this same horror once again. Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
West?
Abstain.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby ratify the recall of Joy Taylor with an update to her employment status from laid off to a full-time work schedule. Further, that it does hereby transfer Joy Taylor from the position of Constituent Services Event Coordinator, Mayor's Office, Department of Public Affairs, to the position of Deputy Controller, Controller's Office, Department of Accounts and Finance, with a 30-day probationary period with all benefits applicable thereto, effective May 25th, 2020, at the salary range as provided in the annual appropriation ordinance. Even further, said recall and transfer is in accordance with the approval of the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Oh, yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does approve and order payment of a series of bills and refunds as prepared by the Department of Accounts and Finance and is shown on expenditure approval lists dated April 27th, May 5th, May 21st, and June 8th, 2020, attached hereto and made a part hereof, subject to approval from the Department of Accounts and Finance.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
At this time, we open up the phones for public comments. We ask as you give your public comment, you state your name, your address, and then your comments. We're hoping that they will be limited to 3 minutes. Mr. Solicitor?
And that phone number is 610-447-7700, extension 7951.
Give another 30 seconds. Hearing none, we want to thank all of you for your participation by way of Zoom, Facebook, or other manners of technology. I do want to say to the Chester community, I'm appreciative of how our community has conducted itself during this crisis. To the George Floyd family and others who have gone through painful, extremely painful situations and losing loved ones, our prayers and our thoughts go out to them. I'm so proud of the Chester community and the hard work that they put together in preserving not only our properties, our businesses, but having the fortitude to have conversations with one another that bear fruit. And we will continue those conversations as we move forward. mayor and council will be included in those conversations. I also want to say a congratulations to myself, and council would like to congratulate class of 2020. It is a year that they will never forget, and neither will we. And so we are grateful for your tenacity and just your willingness to be steadfast and unmovable when it comes to your education. And I want to give a special shout out to my grandson who graduated from elementary school. The 5th grade is now an old head. He's going to junior high school. So I want to make sure I give him a shout out as well. Any comments, concerns from council?
I'd like to thank the Chester community for your patience with us, with the streets department, as we attempt to clean up those areas where we have illegal dumping and housing cleanouts and what have you. There's a lot of trash and debris, and like I said last meeting, I have 4 people who are working so hard to do the best job that they can in collecting the bulk trash. And then JP Mascara, the vendor, is picking up the regular trash and the recycle. But I had someone call me tonight before the meeting about grass cutting in their area, and I had to explain to them that I don't have a grass cutting crew, you know, but we will try to think of some creative and innovative things by which we can maybe accommodate some areas with the grass cutting. We're working on that. And then I just want to thank Carol Allen Foster for her encouraging words before I came to my meeting tonight. It was very encouraging. She wanted to encourage mayor and council for the work that we're doing in spite of the crisis that we've been facing with the pandemic. So thank you, Carol Allen Foster. I just want to give you a shout out. Thank you so much for your love and support.
Any other comments, questions, council? Hearing or seeing none, this council meeting is now adjourned.